Welcome to the Old Coins Explorer, the ultimate treasure hunter. Here we are exploring the old and rare coins and their hidden secrets and values. Must watch till the end, and don't forget to subscribe and share the video. Hey, ever held a coin in your hand and thought, it's just some loose change? Well, what if I told you that one of those coins, specifically a 1979 Kennedy half dollar, could actually be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Yeah, I know it sounds wild, but this isn't some clickbait headline. It's real. These coins are floating around in old drawers, dusty jars, inherited boxes, and even tucked away in coin albums that people forgot they had. And they can be incredibly valuable. If you know what to look for, let's set the scene real quick. The Kennedy half dollar was first minted in 1964, right after President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. The country was mourning, the emotions were raw, and people needed a symbol, something to remember him by. That's when the U.S. Mint jumped into action and created the Kennedy half dollar. It became more than just a coin. It was a tribute, a keepsake, something people saved instead of spent. And over the years, it became an icon. Fast forward to 1979, and this coin was still being minted, but something had changed. Silver was gone from circulating coins. Since 1971, these half dollars were now made of copper-nickel clad, basically copper in the middle, nickel on the outside. But that didn't make them worthless. In fact, 1979 was a pivotal year because it was among the last times these coins were widely minted for circulation. After this, the Kennedy half dollar started to fade out of everyday use. And that's what makes the 1979 version so interesting, and in some cases, super valuable. So, what's the big deal with this coin? First off, let's talk mint marks. That little letter on the coin can completely change its value. If your 1979 Kennedy half dollar has no mint mark, it was made in Philadelphia. If it has a D, that's Denver. But here's the real gold mine. If it has an S, that means it was made in San Francisco, and those versions, especially the rare ones, are where the big money starts rolling in. Now let's break that S mint mark down. In 1979, the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins, special coins made for collectors with mirror-like surfaces and sharp details. And in that year, they actually created two different versions of the S mint mark, Type 1 and Type 2. Type 1 looks kind of like a blob or is less defined. It's common, but Type 2, that S is sharper, cleaner, and way harder to find. If you got a 1979 S-Type 2 proof, especially one graded PR69 or PR70, you're sitting on a coin that could be worth anywhere from $100 to over $500, depending on the market. And speaking of grading, here's something you should definitely know. Coin condition changes everything. You could have the same coin as someone else, but if yours is in better condition, it could be worth double or even 10 times more. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect specimen. Coins are mint state MS or proof PR, with higher grades are the ones that fetch premium prices. Let's say you have a 1979 D. Kennedy half dollar, an MS67. That's a high grade. That coin could sell for $30 to $150, depending on the demand. And that's not just some internet rumor. Those are real auction prices. In fact, one example graded MS67 Plus sold for $1,500 at auction because of how pristine it was. That's a 50-cent coin turned into $1,500. You can't make this stuff up. And here's the wild part, errors. Oh, yeah. Coin collectors go absolutely nuts for error coins. If your 1979 Kennedy half dollar has a double die, off-center strike, clipped planchet, or was struck through grease, it's no longer just a coin. It's a minting mistake, and mistakes like that can skyrocket the value. There are coins with dramatic off-center strikes that have sold for $400 to $800. One collector even found a 1979 D half dollar with a huge off-center error and sold it for $790. That's the kind of thing people dream of finding in a bankroll or estate collection. Let's not forget the deeper story behind these coins. The late 1970s were a turbulent time in the U.S., skyrocketing inflation, oil crises, and international tensions. The The Kennedy half dollar, even though just a piece of metal, was still this enduring tribute to JFK. And in 1979, that meaning still resonated. It was a coin of memory, legacy, and hope. Now, let's talk about silver content, because that's always on people's minds. While regular 1979 half dollars have no silver, some special versions made for collectors do. The San Francisco Mint released special collector sets that included Kennedy half dollars with 40% silver content. If your coin is heavier or shinier, or if it came from a proof set, it might be one of those. And yes, they can sell for $10 to $50 plus, depending on the grade and silver price. So even if your coin looks normal, it might be hiding extra value. Got a coin in hand and wondering what to do next? Here's a checklist for you. 1. Check the mint mark. Look just above the date. Is it D, S, or no mark at all? 2. Examine the surface. Is it shiny, mirror-like, and detailed? You might have a proof. 3. Look for errors, double strikes, missing elements, off-center images. 4. Don't clean it, ever. Cleaning a coin can cut its value in half, or worse. 5. Consider grading it, especially if you suspect it's valuable. Services like PCGS or NGC will authenticate it and give it a professional grade. 6. Protect it. Store it in a plastic coin flip capsule or soft pouch. Keep it safe from scratches, oils, and air. You might be thinking, okay, but how do I actually sell it if it is valuable? Good question. Once you have a sense of what your coin might be worth, you've got a few solid options. You can list it on eBay, where collectors actively search for Kennedy half dollars every day. Or you can take it to a local coin shop. Many dealers will appraise it for free and even offer to buy it on the spot, if you're patient. You can also sell through an auction house, especially if it's graded and rare. So next time you come across a 1979 Kennedy half dollar, don't just toss it aside. Inspect it. Study it. You might be holding something extraordinary, something that connects you to history, to JFK, to a world that existed over 40 years ago. And who knows, you might just find your next favorite treasure sitting quietly in your coin jar, waiting to be discovered. That little piece of copper nickel might just be worth more than you think.